As part of the Urban Greening Grant application, applicants must quantify their project's net greenhouse gas or GHG reduction using the Urban Greening Quantification methodology, or QM, developed by the California Air Resources Board. Over the course of the next few minutes, I will provide a brief introduction to the methodology and the available tools. The California Air Resources Board developed two QM tools to aid applicants in determining their project's net GHG benefit. One is the Urban Greening Quantification methodology, and two is the Urban Greening GHG emission reduction calculator. A link to these tools is found on page 2 and Appendix C in the grant guidelines. You can also find these tools on the Urban Greening website. Using these tools, applicants should follow 4 steps to determine their project's net GHG benefit. 1. Identify the project activities for the project. 2. Determine and enter the project-specific information needed for the iTree planting or iTree streets tools. 3. Determine and enter the project-specific information needed for reduced vehicle miles traveled. 4. Estimate the net GHG benefit. Step 1. Identify the project activities for the project. Each project eligible for funding must include at least one of the following quantifiable project activities: sequester and store carbon by planting trees, reduce building energy use from strategically planting trees to shade buildings, or reduce commute vehicle miles traveled by constructing bicycle paths, bicycle lanes, or pedestrian facilities that provide safe routes for travel between residences, workplaces, commercial centers, and schools. Different project activities may reduce greenhouse gas emissions. However, these are the only project activities being quantified under this program. Review your project and identify which of the 3 project activities are applicable. Other project features may be eligible for funding. However, each project must include at least one of these activities. Step 2. Determine and enter the project-specific information needed for the iTree planting or iTree streets tools. If your project includes tree planting, whether to sequester and store carbon or to reduce building energy, applicants must use one of 2 external tools to calculate the GHG benefit of the project. One tool is the U.S. Forest Service's iTree software iTree Planting, and the second is the U.S. Forest Service's iTree software iTree Streets. Applicants can choose either tool to complete the calculation, but only one can be used. The first tool available is iTree Planting, which is a web platform. A link to the platform can be found in Appendix C in the grant guidelines or on the Urban Greening website. In order to use the tool, applicants will need to know the following: the project location, so the state, city, and county, age of the tree at the time of planting, the number of trees to be planted, the species and condition of the tree to be planted, the DBH or size of each tree, and the planting location, whether it's going to be planted on the north, south, east, or west. If the project includes reducing building energy use, applicants will need to add the following: tree distance from an air-conditioned and heated building, the type of heating and cooling system in the building, and the age of the building. See pages 18 to 20 in the QM for more information and default settings for using iTree Planting. The second tool available for tree planting projects is iTree Streets. Unlike iTree Planting, iTree Streets is a part of a software package and must be downloaded. Visit www.itreetools.org to create an account and download the software. In order to use the tool, applicants will need to know the following: the project location by climate region, the number of trees to be planted, the species of each tree to be planted, the DBH of each tree. In addition, if the project includes reducing building energy use, applicants will need to know the following: the tree distance from an air-conditioned or heated building, and the type of heating and cooling system in the building. This energy-related information is not entered into the system. However, this information is necessary to determine if energy reduction is applicable to your project. See pages 20 to 24 in the QM for more information on using iTree Streets. Once you have completed the calculations in either iTree Planting or iTree Streets, print the applicable reports as entered in the QM and enter the required information in the GHG emission reduction calculator on either the iTree Planting tab or the iTree Streets tab. There should not be information entered into both of these tabs. If the project includes reduced vehicle miles traveled, you are ready to move on to step 3. Determine and enter the project-specific information needed for reduced vehicle miles traveled. Pull up the Urban Greening GHG Emission Reduction Calculator and go to the tab titled New Bike Ped Infrastructure. The green boxes are drop-down boxes, and the yellow boxes require inputs. Information needed for this tab includes the facility type. Please note that Class 3 lanes are not included, the county, the year of project start, average daily traffic of a nearby comparable road, path length, city population, and the number of activity centers within a quarter mile and a half mile. An activity center can include a bank, church, hospital, train station, office park, post office, library, grocery store, school. An activity center is a destination where an individual may travel. The calculation is completed when all inputs are provided and selected. Once complete, move on to step 4. Estimate the net GHG benefit. Once all the calculations are complete, go to the GHG Summary tab in the Urban Greening GHG Emission Reduction Calculator. Enter the total amount of urban greening funds requested and the total amount of greenhouse gas reduction funds requested. This includes urban greening plus any other programs. This tab will tell you the project's net GHG benefit as well as the net GHG benefit per dollar requested. Once complete, upload the Urban Greening GHG Emission Reduction Calculator to SOAR as part of your application. A few final thoughts. Make sure you read through the QM completely before beginning your calculations. There is a lot of useful information there, and make sure to refer to the page numbers indicated in this video. Save your work. The application package includes the Urban Greening GHG Emission Reduction Calculator, as well as your iTree Planting or iTree Streets reports. Your totals in the iTree reports must match the totals in the GHG Emission Reduction Calculator. And that's it.